Hello and welcome to New England Killers, Cryptids, and Spirits, hosted by Alyssa West and
Ramsey Colby. Join us for the next 20 minutes where we discuss all things New England and all things scary.
from the mournful sighs echoing in Hyde Hall to the phantom footsteps that resonate in the library stacks, Plymouth State is a breeding ground for chilling ghost stories. As students at PSU, we are lucky enough to have a first-hand account of these creepy stories.
Join us as we explore the chilling accounts, the local legends, and the eerie atmosphere that permeates this historic campus. We will be sharing history and a first-hand account of a current student who claims to live in a haunted dorm here at Plymouth State. Today, we'll ask who or what still walks the halls of Plymouth State.
Plymouth State University, nestled in the historic town of Plymouth, New Hampshire, isn't just known for its scenic beauty and academic programs. It also harbors a reputation for being haunted, with numerous eerie tales passed down through generations of students and faculty. Stories abound of paranormal activity in various campus buildings. The underground tunnels connecting Blair and Maryline halls, with legends of two lovers who tragically died there. Their spirits are said to linger, with students reporting strange noises and a chilling atmosphere. Other locations like Rounds Hall, Clock Tower, and even dorm rooms across campus have their own ghost stories. These range from sightings of ghostly figures like a little girl in Merrill or a boy in Rounds, to unexplained phenomena such as objects moving on their own and the feeling of being watched. While some dismiss these stories as mere folklore or overactive imaginations made up by college students, the Plymouth State Paranormal Research Club actively investigates these claims. They've reportedly gathered evidence of paranormal activity in several locations, particularly the older buildings on campus like the Silver Center and St.
Let's talk about some ghost stories. I was staying over campus on break, and so I was pretty much in the building by myself. And when I was walking to the bathroom one night, because where my room was, I was in the middle of the building, and the bathroom was on the end of the building. When I was walking to the bathroom, when no one was there, I got this really, I had goosebumps.
Oh,
But
all the time in that building.
I got these goosebumps, and it seriously felt like someone was watching me as I was walking to the bathroom. But I was walking past doors that had no peepholes.
It was me.
Oh,
I was hiding in the dorm hall.
oh, that's okay.
It was me all along. I am the Blair ghost.
But I was walking to the bathroom, and I had to keep looking behind me because I kept feeling like someone was watching me, and like their eyes were like piercing into me. So that was one of the scariest things I've dealt with personally in Blair. But other than that, I'll hear doors closing late at night, which is probably another student. But I've heard lots of things going on in that building. But one of the scariest was walking down the hallway to the bathroom one night and just feeling eyes piercing into my soul.
I think that's just like an overall feeling, no matter who you are. It always feels like you're not alone in that dorm.
True.
Like, no matter what. And yes, it's a freshman dorm. There's rowdy kids in there. They're all freshly 18 coming to college. But there is something so creepy. So I initially didn't live in Blair when I came to Plymouth, which you know about. But I ended up switching into Blair. And totally different vibes between my two buildings. I came from Grafton to Blair. And it's like night and day because Grafton's one of the newer buildings on our campus. But
Blair does have a very homey feel.
It does. It feels homey, and so does Maryline. It's kind of like that old, comforting feeling. But yeah, so when I moved into Blair, The way we're set up in there is you'll have a boys' bathroom on one side and a girls' bathroom on the other side, and they're broken up by either the lobby or a lounge room. And I was on the first floor, so there was a lobby in between. And instead of walking through the lobby that night when I had to use the bathroom to go shower, I would go down into the basement. And the basement is so goddamn creepy. It is so creepy to anyone. Anyone that's ever been in that building will tell you it's creepy. All that's down there is abandoned classrooms. There's a random grand piano because in the 90s, before they built our arts department building, it's where the music major lived. But they also have a girls and a boys and a unisex bathroom. I used to go downstairs to shower just because I didn't want to walk across the lobby in my towel. And I'm a night showerer. TMI, guys. Little vision on me. I take night showers. So I would go down to shower, and I'm a night owl, so it would be like 11, 12 by the time I'd go into shower, and the creepiest shit, bro. Just the scariest stuff. The biggest one that really freaked me out, well, okay, so I go down there, and it always feels like I'm being watched. And, like, there would be sounds because all of the pipes are down there, and the laundry room's down there, so there's people moving about, but
The door to the tunnel is down there too.
this is where all the tunnels connect to, and it's so scary looking. It's all blocked off, locked up. There's abandoned classrooms all locked up down there. But anyways, I would go down and shower, and I always felt like eerie, and the lights would turn off all the fucking time while I was showering. And that would freak me. I'm like standing outside the shower stall, waving my arms, being like, hello, turn the lights back on, and they wouldn't turn on. And the only way they would do that is if someone manually turned them off, which is so creepy.
Because in that building, the only part of the building that has automatic lights is the lobby.
Yeah. The rest of them are all on switch.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest scary story, okay. I believe this was second semester because it was winter and it was gloomy outside already. My seasonal depression was kicking my ass, as it does when you live in the White Mountains and there's no sunlight for about 3 months of the year. But I go down to shower and I'm sitting in the stall, and all of a sudden I hear every single goddamn stall shut and open.
Crazy.
It was so... I think I grabbed my shower caddy and I ran. And I went upstairs and I was like, I'm not using that bathroom anymore. And I didn't. I started like putting my little towel on and just hoping my ass cheeks didn't flash the whole lobby. And I would go to the other bathroom because it scared me so badly. You know, maybe it's just an old dorm. I have no explanation of how that happened, but it was enough to make me like not want to go into that basement.
And a first-hand account of a current student who claims to live in a haunted dorm here at Plymouth State.
And we are back. We are here with our guest today. This is a good friend of both me and Ramsey, and he happens to live in a haunted room on Plymouth State University. Hello, Damien. Introduce yourself for us.
Hello, my name is Damien Giffen. I am a allied health pre-professional, pre-medical major here at Plymouth State. I am a sophomore, and I live in a haunted dorm room.
Chilling.
If you can talk about some experiences you might have had while being in your room, or first off, talk about a little bit about like where you live and if you know any history behind where you live.
Yeah, so it is in Mary Lyon. It's the third floor. And a little bit of the history, wasn't there like secret tunnels, something like that?
There are tunnels that go underneath campus that go from building to building, and Maryline is one of them that connects to all the tunnels.
Yeah, so there is definitely times where you always hear footsteps, especially one night in particular. I remember you went out with your friends and I had to get up early because I have early morning classes.
For those listening, I do also happen to be Damien's long-term girlfriend and roommate. I can vouch for his haunting experiences.
And that one night you went out and I was getting ready to go to bed and I hear what I think was the door open and footsteps. So I was like, hey, hello. And then I hear footsteps getting closer and closer, but nothing. And then maybe 20 minutes later, you come back in the room and I was like, what did you stop in to get? And you were completely confused.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I am laying in bed and I have my YouTube video playing and I just hear like something fall off of my desk. And I was like, okay, that's weird. Something falls off of my desk. I was like, that's weird. But I have the window open. So maybe it's windy. Something fell there. So I brushed it off. Then I hear popcorn box fall off and completely away from the window. I was like, that's really weird. Then I woke up and our headboard right above our bed is completely off, just gone, right on the bed where you would be sleeping.
Like the popcorn box wasn't on the edge of a desk or anything?
No, it was on top of our microwave, like super high up. If you think about what a wardrobe would be, it was like higher than where a wardrobe would be.
How does that stuff make you feel when it happens?
Yeah, so I've always been a big believer in ghosts and spirits. So for me, I like to talk back to the ghost a little bit, like screw off, not tonight. And it went away. We haven't really had anything. All of this comes from the first semester here. After we got back from winter break, there hasn't been anything that I can think of.
I've been having more experiences in Mary Lyon since we've gotten back.
I know you used to live in Blair last year. Did you have any experiences when you were in Blair?
Yeah, so I had an experience in the downstairs bathroom of Blair where I was showering and the stall next to me like slams open and then closed. And I was like, okay, that's weird. Maybe it's some drunk student, like it's a freshman hallway. And then right after that, another one goes. And then after that, the other stall door goes. And then the big one, the door slams shut.
And it wasn't like the CAs like doing checks or anything?
No, there was no footsteps, no nothing. They just like slam close.
I mean, very similar stories in the same building.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Has anything you've encountered here felt negative to you, or is it just pretty docile?
I think for the most part, it's pretty docile, especially when we talk about our room. We always tell the ghost to screw off and it's done for the night. I've never felt scared of it or that it's out to harm us. I think it's just roaming around, trying to figure out where it is.
Why it's still here and not moved on yet.
Which is crazy seeing the back history on Mary Lyon Hall with everything that's gone down in there.
Yeah, between it being a female's residence hall and then going to a mixed building and then it's also been remodeled, and through all of that, there's still spirits who stick around.
One of the older ones on campus, too.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you wanted to talk about with your stories that you've had? Like any other experiences around campus that you've experienced?
D&M scares the shit out of me.
Draper and Maynard is a very
It is
scary building.
Such a creepy building to walk through.
The elevator in that building is terrifying.
I had a similar bathroom experience where I was in the bathroom and like it was 8 a.m. It was one of my 8 a.m. classes and I just hear whispering coming from the stall next to me. It was just manic whispering. And I was like, there's definitely some kid next to me that's just like, just woke up and is kind of like tweaking out a little bit. So I peeked under the stall a little bit to see if I could see foot, and there was like none. And I was like, okay, that's weird. And then the main door slammed shut again. And I was like, okay.
So all of your experiences have been in bathrooms.
I guess I just can't use the bathrooms here.
You just have to go downtown.
Yeah.
Go to the cafe. Use their
Stop by
bathroom.
there.
Have to use the 24-hour one at McDonald's, like
Yeah.
late at night.
Take a shower at the Foster's boiler room. Go to the common man and rent out a room just to shower.
Truck stop down the road. Buy out the showers. Do you think you've always been kind of sensitive to like spiritual, paranormal?
When I was younger, me and my friends would love to explore abandoned houses. It was always like totally open, like we didn't never break in. But yeah, there are always abandoned houses and we would always explore those. And there was definitely quite a few like scary stories with those. And the house that I live in, I have a lot of ghost stories with that too.
Do you think any spirits have followed you here?
I don't think so. No. back home, it always relates to the same thing. And it's definitely not the same here. All right, so the one instance that I can really think of back home is I woke up, it was probably 1 to 2 a.m., and I want to say 13 at the time. My door is creaked open a little bit, and I can see a head peeking out, looking at me. I live with my grandmother and my mother, so I was like, Nana, is that you? Do you need something? I just didn't say anything. I go to sit up and I look down for maybe 2 seconds and I look back up and my door is closed.
I would have screamed.
Yeah. My
Would've been
God,
nice.
you two seeing things in your bedrooms.
I know. I had a ghost story in
Yeah.
my bedroom.
They just love us over here. Do you know anyone else around campus that has ever had creepy experiences?
Yeah, in Blair, we had a couple of friends that definitely had a couple of ghost experiences. For one, he had a similar one with the 3rd floor bathroom where he heard, this was at 10 o'clock. He had a female apparition in the mirror screaming. This was a day where it was one of the days where like everybody kind of went home because of break. So, and he was like telling me, he was like, yeah, like you could see a silhouette in the shower and hear a faint scream. And then also, especially in the hallways up there
Was that in the basement of Blair or
on the 3rd floor.
Blair bathroom ghosts.
Blair bathroom ghosts? Like me when I was walking, it feels like I was always getting watched.
Isn't that crazy? We've all had experiences in the Blair bathrooms.
Yeah. Those bathrooms are just haunted.
The hallway in Blair is scary. I always feel like something's looking at me down there. It's just such a creepy atmosphere because there's those tiny alcoves. Like there's definitely somebody just watching you in those.
And the lights. I feel like the lights would always randomly be flickering or out.
Yeah.
So creepy.
It'd be like dark spots in the hallway and like you go to walk down a hallway and it would just be pitch black. Like someone turned off the light, but there's absolutely no light in that hallway when the lights are off.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see anything.
No. Have you been into the piano room?
Yeah, I have.
Me and my friend Timmy, we went down there because we hear all the time about it. So we went over there and you just get such a bad feeling that something's haunting you, just looking at you.
Yeah, because the entrance to the tunnel is right there too.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Yeah, so I definitely feel like around campus, especially when it comes to a lot of the dorm halls, Plymouth State is haunted. I do feel like there's a bunch of spirits that linger around. And it is a little scary. I do feel, though, like most of them don't have any malintention. At least the ones that I've experienced, and I know others have as well. It's definitely a scary thought to think of.
Thank you for coming with us today and talking about your experiences, both on campus and off campus. We can definitely relate to a lot of those because we've all lived in the same buildings, except for Maryland. But we have all lived in Blair and had a lot of experiences there. So we thank you for your time today, coming to talk to us and sharing your experiences.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you.
And that brings us to the end of this episode. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the haunted history of Plymouth State University. Whether you're a believer, a skeptic, or just a fan of spooky stories, the tales surrounding this campus are sure to give you something to think about. Do you have a ghostly encounter of your own from Plymouth State? We'd love to hear about it. Connect with us to let us know your story.
We hope to see you next time. This has been New England Killers, Cryptids, and Spirits with Alyssa West and
Ramsey Colby.
Goodbye.